Hey guys, Darren at Mounts Customs again, weekly video. We're gonna walk through the shop, show you what's going on this week. We've got a lot going on, but I'm gonna show you some other areas in the shop that we finally got halfway put together that I can show you some parts areas and stuff. So let's walk through here. One of our employees here, he finally got a Beetle, so we're gonna walk over here and show you that. He got a Baja. Well, let's show you that. We'll start out there first. There you go. It's a good starting point. He's going to spend a bunch of time and money on that thing, but there you go. Nothing wrong with having an employee working at a Volkswagen restoration shop driving a Volkswagen, so that's cool. We've got a couple out here. They're out here to get cleaned up. They're getting ready to go home. A couple local cars, but we'll walk through here and I'll show you a few things going on. So let's go through here and see what we got. Start over here. We'll go upstairs here because I haven't been up there in a minute. Let's go up here. Parts and pieces for the Volkswagen gurus. So up here, kind of my new parts area. So we've got parts lined up here from projects or slated for projects, and then just some. There is some used stuff, seats, but some stuff you can't find. But for the most part, this is our new parts area here. Those are all new parts up there, and we're going through stuff here where we just go through these bins. These are all bins of parts. So when you come over here, seals and gaskets, like cables, exhaust parts, bearings, there's just bearings galore everywhere. Bulbs, all kinds of bulbs. But anyways, all kinds of stuff around here, but we're going through all this and putting it in category stuff to make it a little easier. Up here also, we've got a couple offices upstairs we haven't set up yet, but it's kind of a merchandise room right now. So really all the video cameras and stuff, security cameras are up here running, but this is where I keep our shirts and stickers and stuff like that. So I haven't really set this office up yet, but we will get to that. But we do have our parts area going. So this is new parts up here. And then downstairs, we'll go back down. Got a pretty good view from upstairs here. There's an upstairs storage area on the other side of the building too. But anyways, down here, we've got these bins that were here in the building when we came, that the owner of the building built years ago, 30-something odd years ago, and they were going to rip them out, and I said no, leave all those there. So this is all used parts we can put in those bins, which is awesome, because now speedometers, headlight rings, just stuff that you might need. We've got it in these shelves instead of just going through bins. The old way was I would go through bins and be like, hey, I need one of these, let me go find that. And so this is going to make it a little easier. So we've got a lot going on. So this Gia here, last week we were waiting on pans. We got the pans in, so the pans are in there now. And we'll be going forward with this one. It's not a full restoration, but that's the 58 low light Gia. It's getting metal work done. Not a lot though. It's actually in pretty good shape. It came back and wasn't real bad. Our Westphalia over here is getting top work. So we got the pop top off of it, refurbishing the pop top, and at the same time the canvas and everything's been ordered. There's the old canvas. And while they're doing that, they're getting all new brakes and tie rods and front end and all that stuff's going on it. That's what all this stuff scattered everywhere here is. They're pulling the motor because this bus is getting a new motor, so it's going to get a new Type 4 motor in it, turnkey. But in here, we're going to do some interior work, but not a lot. So the top of the pop top front cab is getting redone too, and we will be doing some interior work on the go. But all new stuff up front, ball joints, drag link, sway bar eventually, new brake lines, all that stuff. So it's getting all its mechanical stuff. Still up in the air on paint. They kind of are going back and forth whether they want to paint the bus. So we're gonna go see how that's gonna go. But they kind of want to, if they do, they want to go in orange and white. So that might be pretty cool. It's a 78 Westy, but we'll see what happens. Our 70 Beetle here is getting closer and closer. The pan's pretty much a rolling chassis now. All the brakes have been done, new starter. Transmission is the original, we're keeping that with it. And the motor we're keeping, but it got all new brake lines. We got new cables going on. We got a new master cylinder. Tie rods, sway bar, all that in front. So that's good. These are all 3 gears. They're still here. They're in various stages waiting. One's waiting on a front disc brake kit that we're out of right now. And then they're all different restoration levels too. Some are full and some are getting partial, but I think these 2 are both waiting on transmission and motors to be built. This one's 3/4 of the way done. So let's go over here to this side. We got a bunch going on over here. On this side we got another car that came in yesterday. Here it is. It's a 68 gear convertible, semi-local car, about an hour away. We picked it up yesterday, and it's not getting a full restoration. This is the motor. We already ripped it out today and put it on the test stand. She's got a couple problems. Leaking oil. It's got a lot of homemade parts on it, like the tins, some of them, and stuff like that. So anyways, but it's got a bunch of leaks. It runs, but it's not real happy. So we're gonna have to see what we're gonna do with that. There's a bunch of sealant that's been put on where the cans are up in there. You can't really see up in there very good, but a whole bunch of sealant has been put around them jugs in there. So I'm not sure how good that's gonna work out. But anyways, we're gonna either fix that motor up or put a new motor in her, and then she's getting a new top, the convertible. So, but overall, the car's not a bad little car. So we'll be following that guy. Let's see what else is going on in here. We got convertible top going in on this one here. 71/2 vert. So the top's been started. This is the headliner going in, which you do first, and there's a lot of adjusting and letting settle and readjusting and all that to that. So that's going on there. This one's almost done here. The bus, like I said last week, went and got some fixed. So we're about to put the windows and the interior in that one, buff it again. It's got a new transmission coming also. Razor, we're waiting on some parts still, but that's the Razor. It's the story. The 60, it's all done. We're cleaning it up. We put a workable manual choke in this one, so this is pretty cool. Check this out. 1960 OG original Beetle manual choke. Listen to this little car. You pull the choke out, works great. There she is. Choked it up. Good. So that's pretty cool, because when we got this car originally back in the day, the choke cable was just rusted in that tunnel and wasn't coming out. So we had to drill it out, rotor, do all kinds of stuff to get the old cable out. We had a first attempt at the cable and it went in there, but it somehow got kinked and didn't work. So now we've got that cable in there working good. And so she's pretty much complete now. Got the new transaxle in it, and it's shifted and driving smoother. So she's good to go now. So she's going to be going happy. This one here, we're also doing a top. We're having some problems with some of the parts, but we're going to get through it. A lot of times on these convertibles, you can order some stuff and some stuff you can't. So we got new pins, because this side, if you see, is missing that pin, which is the alignment pin. So you can order that, but this right here was all rusted gone, so we actually had to make this part, which you can't get, welded on the frame, and then there's a wooden bow that goes across here. So we had to go and do, so we're doing some work. It's a little headache with these convertibles sometimes. So but anyways, it's underway there. like this one is almost identical to that, a couple different years later, and it had a new top. Now we're waiting on some electrical work done on this one. They look just alike, but they're a little different. The 62 vert, last thing we got to do for it is this crazy windshield wiper motor. So we've got one. We're working through it, getting it all set up and get it ready to go in there. Our thing, the 74 thing that's getting camo, is almost wrapped, so we'll be showing it next week, I hope. We've got a lot going on the square back. The square back's getting lined up now. The front wheels are finally mounted and adjusted. New Willwood brakes on there. So Paul Alzio wheels. Brakes from Cool Ride Customs, Cool Stop brakes. Front beam from Air Cooled. Pete out there, Air Cooled, built that spindle to spindle beam. So that's pretty cool. And then there's just a whole slew of little stuff going in here while it's going on, but there's a couple things holding us up. So we'll get that all worked out. Our Meacham car has got a whole bunch of new parts coming in, so we're going to be putting a new adjustable beam, there it is, on there. Some new wheels and tires. Brakes all the way around, disc brakes. It's got disc in the front right now. We're going to four-wheel disc. And then this little car out here, the 65 flood car, we'll call it. If you remember us talking about, this car was underwater up to about here. The lady that owns it lived near a river. It flooded one year in her garage, and it was sitting in water up to here for a little while. So that wasn't good, but we dealt with it. So new motor and tranny coming, but we did some things. So we decided to keep it patinaed for her, cleared it, so she didn't have to spend much money to paint, but put new, tail lights, turn signals on it, tail lights on it, and stuff like that. And the pan's all new. So we patinaed it and kept like that. They're putting a new headliner in it right now as we speak. While we're talking, it's going in right now. So they're in here doing this work. And it's getting a whole new interior, so she's going to go, it won't look new, but all the working parts will be new and the interior will be new, so it'll be comfortable for her to drive, which is all she really wants to do. But anyways, so that's going on. The Super Beetle's waiting to go home. It's going home the 20th or 22nd of this month, so it'll be going home soon here. And then we've got a couple other things over here. Let me walk back to the other side so we can talk about that. This car here, the 70 Beetle, is waiting on a transaxle, and it's being built now, so it'll be here soon. We got a lot of transaxles being built for some reason. Comes in waves. But anyways, this is a good way for us, like we said, on our test stand to test these motors. So we run down here. They said they were having a problem with the idling, and we got it to idle, but it's just dropping so much oil, and it's just not going to be cool. There's problems with those heads somehow, and so we're going to have a conversation with the owner and see what he wants to do, which he knew there might be a chance, so he wanted us to try at least, so we're trying, but not sure how that's going to work out. So anyways, let's go back over here real quick, talk about a couple things. I had our, like I said, we have 74 thing that's out right now getting wrapped, and this is a 73 thing, and it's going to go to paint here just anytime soon. So body work, we're doing a couple touch-up body work things on it, and then it's going to go out to paint, going original orange. So we'll be seeing this one probably here next week or so. Also, this Gia is going to get painted probably next week, and they picked a color there, so that Gia will be getting painted, and we'll get her back together. We already talked about this Gia here, 74 from out of town. We had the blast, and remember we talked about how bad it is if you all see this. I kind of want to touch on it again because just maybe you didn't see last week's video, but this car was pretty smooth when it came in. It was painted, and so this is when I say we go out to blast it, things could change, and this was all hidden by a whole bunch of Bondo. So it's just some not real cool weld jobs on here. So that's kind of what you get sometimes though, but here we are. We're going to deal with it and figure out what we're going to do. But every panel's wrinkled. It's just crazy amount of dent. I don't even know how you get that many dents in a car, but there it is. So a lot of holes everywhere. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of metal work. You know, there's stuff that's normal, like the bulkheads, they always rust out. So those are replaceable, they're easy. The luggage tray, not a problem, you can cut out, it's easy, convertible, normal. You look at this rocker panel a little closer now this week and just see what that looks like. It looks great. You know, rust is okay, but all those just beat up marks where it's just ripply, it's just gonna be it's just hard to deal with. So, you know, come to the back end where you got usual things. When you start talking about things fit, you see kind of what's going on there. You see what's going on there. So we were kind of like some sheet metal welded in, not really the part. They make those parts, and then just some welding and some. So the problem with those type of things is when you go to try to fit after paint, and you try to fit this tail light back on there, housing, it is not going to fit real good. So same thing up front. If you look up front, really, with these headlights and turn signals up front, I mean, imagine what's going on up here when you try to get that turn signal, or the bumpers, or the front screens. So anyways, or the front badge for that matter. I mean, it's just, so anyways, we want to kick a dead horse, but there it is. So we'll look at that some more later, show you the progress of that, because that'll be fun to watch and see how that comes out. Same with the Westie. The Westie's going to be cool because we're going to do, you know, some modifications to it and bring it up to date and put some new stuff inside it. So that'll be cool to watch. But anyways, that's what we got going on here. So this week, a whole lot of work. We got one new car. We got another one coming later today, maybe tomorrow, I think, or I mean maybe next week. So we'll keep you in touch on that, see what happens, and go from there. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little long, but I was trying to go over all that stuff. So if you guys will hit me up on my you're on the YouTube channel, go to my website and join and sign up on our email list. So if you're on our email list, that way when we have events coming up, you can hear about them. Send me an email, call us. I've got a new shop phone number. It's 256-509-7287. That's 256-509-7287. Still haven't found my cell phone, I know. Don't yell at me about it. But anyways, but go on here, like, subscribe, all that stuff on YouTube. Go to our Facebook and all that, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Next car show is here local in Newmarket, Alabama. Next weekend, next Saturday the 14th, is the Friends of Sharon Johnson. So we'll be there. Come see us there if you want. And after that, I'm not sure when the next one is, but I'll let you know. We'll talk to you next week. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.